What and all we have understood yesterday. We just given the introduction to the DAX, and usually DAX contains operators, functions, and variables. And we understand little bit knowledge on the what is operator, what is a variable, and we are deep discussion of the functions. Correct? And functions mainly classified into couple of times, as I said, almost like a 10 types of functions available. Out of first one is date and time intelligent functions, and yesterday what we have done, and we went for the date and time intelligent functions. One second, let me open this ppt. So these are the types available usually, like date and time functions, time intelligence, filter function, information, logical, mathematical. I think these two we missed out in our list. Other functions and parent and child functions. So if we go to the first slide, as I clearly mentioned, date and time functions already. Anyhow, we started with a couple of examples. These functions help you to create a calculations based on the dates only and time only. So yesterday we have seen couple of functions, and however DAX function used as a date time data types. For example, you have a string data type, string column from text column. Can I get the year from the text column? No, right? If you have the date, then only you can extract that year. Yes or no? So ignore this one, and these are the functions available as part of date and time functions. These are the date and time functions available, and if you guys want more functions, for example, DAX, Power BI DAX functions list, you can type in the Google. As you can see in the first website, like DAX functions reference, msdn dot this one, open this link. So here also almost like a whatever I mentioned the ppt, we have it under DAX. Under DAX number 1, 2, 3 and 4, almost like a 10 categories available. Now let's say we started with the date and time functions, right? Click on the date and time. Now as you can see here, calendar function, calendar auto, date difference, date value, almost all the functions will be there, and there are hyperlinks as well. For example, right click on the calendar, open a new tab. Now they clearly given the descriptions. They clearly given the description. What is the syntax of this one? Okay, returns a table. This is what very important. You have to understand, at least if you don't know syntax also fine. You should be very careful. What is the output of that function? Yes or no? What is the output of that function? And single column name date is clearly mentioning, returns a table with a single column name date that contains continuous set of dates. Continuous set of dates. The range of the date is from specified start dating to the end date. So they clearly given the documents, and if anyone interested, they want to make a complete reference, please go through this one. It's very normal English only, they put it here on the Microsoft website. And syntax is, you need to use a calendar of what is the starting date and what is the ending date, and they clearly explain what is the start date parameter, end date parameter. They given one simple example also they given. So instead of giving the date, they're giving as a date, I mean hard coding the date, they given as a date of, I think we understand yesterday date function, right? What is the use of date function? If you know the year, month, day, then you can form the date. Same thing they are using here, first parameter, second parameter. Okay, that's fine. So just make use of this one, and if you guys want this complete reference, I will ping in the chat also, whomever in the online and whoever there in the offline, please make a note of this one. Anyhow, if you go to Google, type Power BI DAX functions list, you will get as a first link itself DAX functions reference. Fine. Now let's move to the our PPT. All right. So these are the couple of almost I explained. I mean, I have listed all the functions here. Now we try to understand whatever we understand yesterday. Now go to the Power BI desktop file. These were the table which we added. Time intelligent. I mean, date dimension. The first column we created using the calendar function. This is what I'm talking about. We need to pass the starting date and ending days, and year function, and then month function. You can see that here, and day and date function. This is what I'm talking about. Date will expect three parameters. One is the year, month, and day. If you know the year, month, if you know the year, month, day, you will get as a date. That's what they given as part of syntax. Now let me close this one. So calendar is done, auto is done, now function. What is the difference between now and today? Timestamp. Which one have the timestamp? Are you sure? Then what is the difference between now and today? Okay. To be simple, now function will return exact timestamp, including minute, second, hour. But yes, today function will doesn't have the timestamp, but it will have by default 12 o'clock. Okay. So that is what about this one. And year function, month, day, date. I think till this point we have understand. Okay. After that, I think we understand these two functions also. What is the weekday and week number? Weekday and week number. So we will start with the easiest one today also. What is the hour, minute, and then second? If you know, if you know the year, month, and day, can't we get the date? Yes or no? Same way, if you know the hour, minute, and second, can't we get the time? Listen carefully. Why I'm uh, comparing this one? If you understand this four set of functions, this four set will be nothing. This three and this will be nothing. Let's try to understand. I'm adding couple of more functions. The first one is hour function, because time is very important. That's why I'm taking a time. For example, hour equal to hour of creation. But if I go for the creation timestamp, do I have the hour here? Everything has a 12 o'clock. So you won't get the difference, right? Yes or no? Now can I use now here? C underscore now. C underscore now is nothing but this is the derived column which we added yesterday. What is the C underscore now? If you want to understand what is C underscore now, you just go to the here C underscore now. This is what the now function. I'm repeating once again. You might be asking why I'm using C underscore now. Can't I use the now function directly? Yes, we can. Yes, we can use it. So now is clearly showing here 8 because now we are on the 8:15. Yes or no? 8:15. That's why it's showing as a this one. Now if you want to get the 15 also, then what you need to do? Oh, I'm adding as a new measure, is it? Add as a new column. I know some people still have confusion. What is a new measure? Please hold on for a day or two. Minute equal to minute function equal to, you can simply use now also. Instead of using column, simply use now also. Now 16. See, this one value is changing automatically. If the date is changed, automatically you will get as a hour also will get changed dynamically. The next one is second function. C underscore second equal to second now, and close it and open this one. 59, as you can see here, if it is 59, then automatically we are supposed to get the 817 also, right? Now refresh one more time, you will get as a 17 also. I think it is not refreshing. It will refresh in some time. If the pages get refreshed, I don't want to waste the time. You guys can try it out. So next one is, as I told you in the screen, if you know the hour, minute, second, then we can derive a time also. So C underscore time equal to time of, see the parameters, hour, minute and second. For example, what is hour? C underscore hour, comma C underscore minute, tab, comma C underscore second, and close it. Sorry? Yes, we can. But if you use the now function, again you need to derive a hour, right? Yes or no? Here, what you can do, hour of now, you can use it. Yes, we can. Okay. Since my recommend is, if I have the only hour, minute, second, now since values are changing automatically. The values are getting changed. Hour, minute, second also getting changed. Hours will not change anyhow. We are still in the 8 o'clock only. So that is what about this one. But look at the timestamp here. How it is going for the 1899? Can any guess? It is not. Is it going? Is it going to today's time? Today's year? Obviously no. 6/13/2018 is not going. Okay, ascending order you mean to say? Okay, fine. Now descending order. So by default, time will be considered as a default time 1899. Okay, this by default system will be generated. You no need to worry, just ignore it. No need to worry, ignore it. And we have a separate function to derive the only time also. I think I given some homework yesterday, how to get only 2 digits from the year. Can anyone try this one or not? Whoever not tried, mention as a no. I think now everyone mention as a no only, I guess. If no one mentioning as a no, then everyone tried. Super. Length function you tried, okay. Okay, fine, no worries. We'll hold for this one then. So then I think I given one more homework. Weekdays giving numbers. Can you print relevant days? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday instead of that one. How many of you tried? Anyhow, first one is not tried. Obviously, this is also no only. Okay, guys, no worries. The next one is, here also what we can do. We can use a function and to get derive to extract the only time from the date time. we understand hour, minute, second, and time till now. The next one is, as per the slide we have it, so we covered this and all. E date and E month is available. E date and E month is available. New column, E underscore, sorry, equal to the name itself indicating what is this. Starting date and month is giving two parameters. What is the starting date? What is a month? Here returns the date that is indicated number of months before or after the start date. For example, starting date I'm giving as now, okay, comma I'm giving as a 1 month. Listen carefully. Usually if you go for the now, it will get me the today's timestamp. So if I say 1 month later, what is the date? Today what is the timestamp? 6 June, right? Sorry, 13 June, right? So it's supposed to get me the 7th 13. Let's see. See now, 7/13. Because next month, after 1 month, what is the date? For example, last month -1. Last month -1. Now see 5/13 is coming. Exactly last 1 month back, what was the date today? So that's how you have to use the E date is nothing but either forward or backward. If you want to go back to forward, plus symbol, negative symbol means it will go the backward. But keep in mind the what are the number you are specifying, it is the end of the month. I mean month number. Which number? How many months you want to go back? So see this one, number of months. Number of months you want to go forward and backward. That is what about the E date. Next one more is there, that is the EO date. That is C underscore equal to EO month or date. Sorry, EO month. E month and EO month. Same syntax only, start date and end date, but let's try to understand the difference. Now comma, for example 1 month. Now tell me what is the difference. For example, this also I will make it as a +1. You will see the difference. Now edate function, 1 second. Yeah. So edate function, it is going like exactly the after 1 month. What is the date? 7/13. But what about EO month? End of month. End of month is nothing but in that particular day. For example, sorry, in that particular month, July, what is the last working day? Is it 31st or 30? For example, in February, let's say February, I need to go back to how many months? 4 months. Huh? I'm poor in mathematics. Are you sure? Okay. I'm giving as a 4. Super. We are going to February month, and here also I'm giving as a -4. Now see what is coming here. 28th. That's non-issue, right? Because February month, how many days? Do we have 31 days or 30 days? 28 days. So that is what about end of the month. Usually end of the month. Then you might be thinking, can we get the current month end of the date? Tell me then what is the parameter I need to pass it here? 0. Is it? See now? If you pass as a 0, then always you will get as a current month. Then E date. Can you tell me how can I get the current month here? Can I pass 0 here also? Sure. Let's see. So by default, either passing 0 or even you can use the now function also. When you get in the current timestamp, then what is the need of using E date? You can directly use the now function also, right? So that is what about the E date, the difference between the E date and the end of the month. So E date, end of month. The next one is the next one is date value and time value. Before that, let me start with this date differences. Date differences. For example, tell me one thing. For example, let's simple question. When you guys are working in any of the company or going for the interview, how many years of experience do you have? This is the first question. The second question, how old are you? This is a very common question, correct or not? Like what is the age of you? What is the age of you? Tell me, how do you find out the age? For example, 28 years or 32 years or 40 years. What is the important thing here? Whenever calculating the any age or number of years of experience, you should know what is the starting date. Yes or no? What is the start date and here 1 second. Start date and end date. Tell me. Let's say start date. Example I'm giving as a for example 01 1980s, something like this, and end date would be for example now function means till data till date. Then we have two functions available to achieve this one. The one is date difference and year fraction. There are two functions available. We are going to understand the what is the difference between the date difference and year fraction next couple of minutes. Anyone has any questions till now? Okay, fine. C underscore date difference function, date difference of, you can read the description clearly. It's mentioned returns a number of units. Okay, unit specified in internal. Okay, the between the input two dates. So first date I'm passing as I told you, for example double quotation, I'm just pausing. For example January 1st 2001, I could say 2001 comma, I'm passing one more date 01 2000. I will pass different month. For example 07th month January 2019 or 18, current month, assume that. Internal, what is the meaning of interval? For example simple, whenever they are asking, okay, whenever they are asking what is the age, how do you say? Are you telling 20 years or you're telling as like 500 months? By default age will be considered as a years only. For example recently if anyone got new baby, when are they asking, immediately without ourselves we are telling like 3 months old, 5 months old, something like this. So how do you get that months? How do you get that year is the interval here? For example these are the intervals it will support by default. I want year and close it. So difference between the 2 days in terms of years. From the 2012, I'm sorry, 2001 to 2018, how many years we have completed? 17. 17 or 7? 7, right? Okay. We're supposed to get the 17 years. 17 years. For example, let me change it. Let's say 2001 only, but interval I'm changing. For example, month. How many months? Always it will give the completed months only. Running months will not give, completed months only it will give. Jan, February, March, April. That's why I changed the year also. Year also will be I given as a same year 2001 to 2001 because we are expertise in the mathematics, right? If I give the different year, then you will count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why I given the same year so that we can easily understand. Jan to July, how many months? So it's coming as only 6 months because we completed 6 months, 7th month is running. That is what about the date difference function. Now let me change it to 2018, make it as a year. I'm copying the same thing, enter it. When now changing expression, make it as a enter. Now we are getting as 17 years. Now let's say customer asking Bala, so whatever displaying is the year is fine, but what I want is 17 years and 6 month. I want to get that month also because that's good. He has completed 17 years and then Jan, February, March, April till June 1st, I mean July 1st, he also completed 6 months also. That means 17 and half years. 17 and half years. Anyhow, so he want to see the how many months completed also. If that is the case, we need to write a one more function. I think by the time you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. Yes or no? So there is a function called year with fraction. Year fraction means with decimal points, nothing else. So year fraction. Now same as you can see here. What is the starting date? What is the ending date? What is the basis? Returns the year fraction representing the number of whole days between two dates. This is not required because if you see the parameter, whichever you should see in the square bracket, that is completely optional. Okay, don't get confused now. 1 second. Let me remove this optional parameter and click on OK button. See now 17.5 is coming up. 5 is coming. Let me change it. For example, let's say same date I'm giving. We're supposed to get the 17, which is correct. When I say February, whatever showing is correct only. Can anyone tell me why? See, we have 10 months or 12 months? Correct only. If you have the 10 months, then you will get as a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.10. But we have 12 months, obviously you will get as a 0.8 only. Okay. So, anyone has any questions till now? What is the difference between the date difference and year fraction? Whenever you want to get the yes, we can. We have a separate function. Mathematical. We'll discuss this. Okay. Like rounding function, round up and round down. Lots of functions available. Okay. So date and time functions we almost done except one or two function. The one or two is nothing but time value and date value functions. If you guys from any of the SQL background or maybe our Excel background, there is a functions called convert functions. Yes, also. Sorry, convert or cast functions. Convert or cast functions, which is converting the data type to data type conversion. For example, let's say even though we are storing the date values in the column, but unfortunately the column is stored as a text format. I will show you in the Excel file. So for example, I'm storing as a date and what is the name here. Okay, and if you see 0101 2001 or 11, whatever it may be, something test here, and let me copy the date and some number format I'm giving, same numbers I'm passing. So now anyone tell me how to see the data type of this Excel file, I mean the column data types. Nobody knows or nobody don't want to say? So usually you can select this one on top. So there are many options available. Okay, top also there is available, where I don't know exactly where you could see this one. In general, anyhow I will show in different way also. Now right click on this, even go to the format options available. Format cell is there. So format cell is, that's okay, no problem. Yeah, so now as you can see here, number format is there, currency format is there, time format is there, text format is there. But question is, how do you find out this one? I will simply say it's an integer column. This one I could simply say it is a text column. This one I could simply say it is a date column. But how are we telling? Now listen careful. I'm selecting first this column. Now see, this one is a date. Now selecting this one, this is general, which is nothing but text. Anything can be stored. This one also is going for general. You can force it to number also. Force it to number also. For example, 0.88. Okay. Anyhow, we can force it. Same thing here also in Power BI. Power BI desktop also. Why I'm comparing is here easy for you guys to understand. Now for example, I'm just going to first column. I'm going to first column. Here also there is an option called modeling, and here now there is a column called option called data type here. So now selecting this year column, now see it is going to whole number, this also whole number, this is a date time, and this is a date time function. So if you understand this data type concept, then these two would be nothing. These two, time value and date time function, is nothing but very simple. To showcase this one, I will make a one duplicate copy. How to make the table duplicate? I can go to the customer table. There is an option called here date of birth. Date of birth. Any date columns available? That should be fine. One column is there. That's okay. See, there itself I can show you, but I'm showing as a like each customer wise. That is a birthday. This one. So This one, assume that here also we have a transform option, and is by default data type is date. Assume that by default is coming as a text format. I'm repeating, by default is a date. Date is there, but one second. This also we can make it duplicate. Duplicate copy. This one I will make it as a text format. Okay. Don't worry how I'm doing here. Whoever completed Power BI desktop, for them is understandable. Whoever new, just ignore it. See the only output. That's it. I don't want all this column here. Now if you go to customer, you have only 3 columns. But the difference between 2 column is this is the actual date column. Go to model and date type is date. But this one, it is taking as a text column. Taking as a text column. Now I'm adding one more extra column here. C underscore sticking measure. Okay. So adding a new column, C underscore date value. Date value of simple, we need to give the column name. For example, I'm giving as a birth date. Close it. Okay. Are you able to understand anything here? Listen carefully. Same expression I'm going to write. New column. Okay, Bharat. So C underscore date value equal to date value of, for example, I'm making as date value 1 and birth date of copy. So it's very simple. Whenever you have a situation, you have the date column. Okay. Whenever you have a situation, we have the date column, but that column data type is not a date. See, as I told you already, in any of the string column in Excel file also, can't I store the here 01 and 01 2018, right? Now select this all the values, still is showing a general only. Even though one of the value has a date value, still is showing as a general only. Okay, so which means any text column means if it is a text column, for example third one, we can store n number of values. So forget everything. If date column is coming, we know that it is a date column, but unfortunately it is coming as a text. You want to convert this into the date format, then we need to use a function called date value function. That's it, to be simple. If already date column is coming, if it is a date, well and good, we don't have any issue. But date is there, but unfortunately due to some reason, for example you got data from excel file, or you got data from some source text files, there is a chances of the data type might be text format or string formats. So that case we need to use a date value function to convert only date text to the date. So if you see the description, you will they clearly mention now. I don't know how many of you observe this one. Now read the description. Converts a date in the form of text to a date in the date time format. It is like a little bit tricky word. Read it once again, you will understand. Converts it date in the form of text. This is what important. Text to date. That should be a date only. The column should be there with the text data type. That column should contain date, then only it will convert into date time. Okay. Same way, if you have the only time, in the text format. Yeah. So this one, birthday of copy. Understand, Bharat? Okay. So that is what about the date and time. All the functions we have been discussed. Time value also same function. If you take any time functions, anyhow we have one function already. I mean one column. Go to date and time. We have a c underscore time function, right? So assume that it is coming as a text format. Assume that is coming as a text format. So you this is the your source column. Assume that this is your source column. The moment when I convert into text, automatically is coming as a only time format only. So this one you want to convert into, yeah. Then what you can do, add a new column, c underscore time value equal to time value converted time c underscore, I think time, I guess. Okay. So this is what about the, if you see this column, it is a date time. But if you see the c underscore time, it should be text column. So is it converting or not? So converting the data type into text to the date is nothing but, sorry, text to the time is nothing but time value functions. So we covered almost all the functions within this particular first category. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask me. These are very important functions. When we move on to the next category, I mean last time intelligence category, time intelligence functions. Where is the time intelligence? You will understand the importance of the date and time in time, I mean date and time. As of now we are going only basic functions, time, and now we will start with the logical functions or information functions, because this is the very easiest functions to understand. Okay. Okay, so now as you can see here, the next category would be logical functions. If you go and check here, what is the meaning of logical functions? Anyone has any idea? For example, these are the functions available: and function, false, true function, switch statement, if condition, if error message, not, or condition. Check the condition. Okay, let's see. Let's have a quick example, then you can easily understand. I'm going to any of the table. For example, let me rename this one. I'm renaming this table to date and time. Date and time. So that we can easily understand. Date and time, if you click on this one, we have all the functions available. Now same way, I'm going to create a one more table. I'm going to rename the one more table. That I'm going to rename as a logical functions. So for that one, we will take a backup. How to take the table backup? Go to edit queries. We'll close unwanted apps. Date and time. Yeah. So it's completed. It's completed. And we are starting with the logical in progress. We are in the discussion of first function. Okay. In dim customer also, let's enable all the columns. Just remove it. You will get as all the columns. And geography, as I told you, I'm going to make a backup duplicate copy. This one I'm going to rename to logical functions. And also here also I don't want all the columns. Choose a columns. This is not at all required, guys. Just for your understanding, I'm just adding postal code and English country name. I'm happy with the country, state, city, 5 columns. And close and apply. Close and apply is nothing but save. So these two only we change it, right? That's why these two are loading once again. Perfect. Now go to the logical functions. We have only 5 columns. So now adding a one more. Am I going with the new measure or new column still? Now by this time I think you guys expertise what is new column. Yes or no? Sure. So true function is there. So what is a logical? What is a logical? I'm not going to discuss now. Let me add couple of columns. The first function is this one, c underscore equal to the false function. Okay. Now there is a one more opposite function. What is the meaning of opposite? Opposite to true is false, right? Not function equal to not of, for example, true. You're supposed to get as a false. So if you see the output here, this is what this is called as a logical column. If the column contains true or kind of false, either true or false values, then this column will become a logical column. So logical column is nothing but if the column returning output as a true or false. Now for example, if you want to understand what is a true here, so now see returns the logical value true. That's it. Returns the logical value true. If you ask me when to use this one, you need to hold for a 1 or 2 days. Now false also. Now when I keep the cursor not, what is the description here? Changes false to true or true to false here. So for example, if I say false now, automatically it will get me the true here. Opposite to whatever you are giving here, opposite to that particular one. So that is what about the three functions. Let me I'm sure I'm using the wrong PPT. I have one more latest one. That's okay. I will search after this class. So we understand the true, false. I think not and okay. So the next one is AND function followed by OR condition. What is the meaning of AND condition? AND means all the conditions should satisfy. All the conditions should satisfy. For example, let's say we are doing any of the courses. For example, let's say MCA, or if you guys from BTech background, okay, how many semester we have for the BTech? I think 4 years course, right? If I'm understand correctly, 4 years course, and there should be 7 or 8 semesters. Assume that including the projectors we have 8 semesters. Yes or no? So let's say The one guy completed a first year pass mark. Second year also he got a pass mark, but unfortunately third year he got fail marks. Some backlogs available. But fourth year also he got completed. Now can we consider this guy as a passed out or failed out? Not passed, right? Why? Because all the all the years should be passed. All four conditions should be passed. Then only he would total will be called as a pass marks. So consider one more scenario. Okay, if any one condition got failed, even though he failed in the only 1 year only, but still we are calling as a fail because this is called as a R condition here. This is called as a R is nothing but if any one condition goes true or false, still the whole expression will become the true. Just for understanding only I'm giving. So let's see the actual, we'll take one any of the column and we'll check. For example, now let's say I'm going to check, okay, I'm going to check in US, I'm going to check as any of the country. For example, what is the country here? We'll go with the first one, Alhambra, something like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check whether this column should be US, city should be, or I will go with the geographic key. Easy to understand, okay? 292. So if that is the case, I'm adding as a new column. Listen carefully. C underscore R condition. Sorry, first we'll go with the uncondition. And what is the logical 1 and logical 2? Checks whether all the arguments are true. And return true if all the arguments are true. So first condition should be the country name equal to, I think comma, I guess. No, it should be equal to only. Equal to, what is the value? United States, comma, what is the logical 2? Geographic key. I told you just for I'm a little bit lazy person. I don't want to type the complete string. Equal to 292. Now close it. Now click on the enter button. Now if you see here, the first one is coming as a true, rest all coming as a false. Anyone tell me why? Coming to second record, the first condition is true. The country is still United States only, but we given as and condition. And is nothing but both the conditions should be satisfied. The first condition is true, but second condition is the geographic key having the 292 here? No, right? That's the reason rest all will be coming as a false, but only first thing is coming as a true. Both the conditions should be satisfied. Okay. And same expression, I'm copying this one, new column, paste it as R. Now enter this one. Now see here, everything is coming as a true. Not everything. Until US it will come as a true only. Any guess? Because either any one condition is true, then the total expression will become the true condition here. For example, United States, the first condition true. First condition true. Then second condition doesn't matter whether true or false. If it is true, then it's well and good. Even though it's a false also, it will get as a true only. If you ask me until US is there, you will get as a true only. See now, as soon as country is changing here, automatically the expression will become a false here. Automatically expression will become a false because here are we meeting the first criteria? No, condition false. Second criteria 292. No, we have different values here. That's why it is coming as a false because either country or geographic is not meeting with our criteria. That is what about the and or condition. If you guys from any of the programming language, you will understand. But if you see the output, still we are getting as a either true or false only. That's why we are calling as a, these are logical functions. So that is what about the this five types actually. The only pending is if condition, if error, and switch condition. These are a little bit important. We need to give 2 3 examples. Okay, I will stop it and I will continue tomorrow. If you don't have any questions, we are good to drop. Okay then, see you, bye bye.